Alright, so we've got the old LCD Steam Deck and the new OLED Steam Deck, and we're going to do a battery test because Valve made some pretty bold claims with how much the battery life is improved on the new OLED model, and I want to put those claims to the test. What we're going to do here is pretty simple. We've got Elden Ring running at the exact same settings, which is the high default on the native resolution, and as far as brightness, because the new OLED screen gets brighter at a max of 600 nits in SDR, what I did was I maxed out the LCD screen and then I set the OLED screen to about 80% to give the same perceived brightness on both. And for the frame rate, we left it uncapped. So that's everything. Now let's get started. And right off the bat, you can notice that the OLED Steam Deck is getting around 3 to 4 FPS higher than the LCD model. That translates to about 10 to 15% better performance, so that's actually pretty significant. So while we have the frame rate uncapped, if you were going to cap the frame rate at, let's say, 30, you would presumably get even more battery savings on the OLED deck versus the LCD model. And also, if we check out the wattage in the top right corner of each deck, the LCD deck is generally using around 25 to 26 watts here, whereas the OLED is generally using around 22. So that right there is between 15 to 20% less power usage. Most of that is due to the more efficient OLED screen and the new 6nm chip versus the LCD model's 7nm chip. And the really impressive part here is that the OLED is using about 20% less power to get about 10% better performance. Alright, so let's fast forward to the good part. Now we can see that the LCD deck is about to die, and there it goes. The final time for the LCD deck was 1 hour and 11 minutes. And if we check the OLED deck's battery, it is at exactly 50%, which is actually pretty crazy. I didn't believe Valve about their battery claims before, but I'm starting to now. They've clearly made a lot of changes under the hood to this OLED model. One caveat here is that my LCD deck battery isn't new. It's got over a year of use on it, but I did run a battery test with Elden Ring when I first got the LCD version over a year ago, and funny enough, in that battery test, I got 1 hour and 12 minutes, so that's exactly within the margin of error of what we would expect. Now let's fast forward to see how long the OLED deck can last, and there it goes. It finally dies at 2 hours and 27 minutes. That's not quite twice as long, but that's pretty close. And I gotta say, I am really impressed with what Valve has done here. And again, we have to keep in mind the OLED model was getting better performance this whole time. So like I said, if you capped the frame rate, you could extend that battery life even longer. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. If you have any other battery life tests that you want me to run, let me know in the comment section below, or any performance tests or any tests. I've got both these decks, so I want to test them and put out whatever videos you guys want to see, so just let me know in the comment section. All right, that's it for this one. See you guys in the next one. Peace.